The Imperial Decree, the Unification of Mankind. Issued by the Office of the Emperor. Effective, immediately and irrevocably. Jurisdiction, the planetary surface, oceans, and atmosphere of Earth. I, the dissolution of sovereignty. Be it known that the era of the nation-state has concluded. The competition for resources, the vanity of borders, and the negligence of fragmented governments have failed the human family for the last time. As of this moment, all national flags are retired to the halls of history. All military forces are hereby folded into the Imperial Infrastructure Corps, IC. All weapons of mass destruction are seized under Imperial law. There is no longer American, Chinese, Russian, or European. There is only the Empire, and there is only mankind. 2. The mandate of survival. The Empire does not demand your worship, but it demands the end of your suffering. We assume absolute control for one singular purpose, the establishment of the human survival minimum. The water is mine. Every drop of water on this planet is now the property of the Empire, to be purified and delivered to every mouth without cost. The air is mine. Every smokestack and exhaust is now under Imperial censure. We will scrub the sky clean, by force if necessary. The bread is mine. The waste of food ends today. The Imperial cold chain will ensure that no child starves while another's harvest rots. 3. The price of peace. To those who would resist, understand that you are not fighting a political rival, you are fighting the survival of the species. Any attempt to obstruct the Great Flush, the Blue Tap, or the Cold Chain will be met with the full, overwhelming kinetic force of the Imperial Legion. We will not negotiate with the architects of scarcity. The transition shock will be brief, but it will be absolute. We accept the burden of this transition so that our children may never know the weight of it. 4. The spiritual covenant. We do not build this for the glory of the throne, but for the sanctity of the inheritance. This empire is a temporary bridge between a broken past and a redeemed future. When the pipes are laid, when the air is clear, and when the bellies are full, the crown shall be dissolved. Until that day, let the word of the empire be the law of the earth. Obey the Father and trust in the Son. By order of the Emperor. January 18, 2026. The Imperial Record, the Global Survival Minimum. Date of archive, January 18, 2026. Subject, the global restoration of air, water, food, and sanitation. Authority, the Imperial Decree of Abdication. I, the Imperial Preamble. The world we inherited was a house divided, defined by the scarcity of basic elements of life. For millennia, the air, water, and bread of the earth were used as weapons of control or lost to the chaos of mismanagement. This ends today. The American Empire has not assumed this mantle to rule over the souls of men, but to secure the bodies of the living. We have built a world where the water is pure, the waste is gone, the air is clear, and no child wakes to the fear of hunger. This is the establishment of the universal minimum, the foundation upon which all future human history shall be built. Power is a tool, and once the task is finished, the tool must be set down. As the physical architecture of this new world is now complete, the empire recedes so that humanity may rise. We leave you with one law to govern the peace and one hope to govern the heart. Obey the Father and trust in the Son. 2. The Imperial Martyrology, the transition cost. We do not ignore the shadows cast by the light of this new world. The unification was a cruel necessity, a singular storm required to clear the path for the future. We honor those lost during the transition shock, 2026 to 2031. The fallen of unification, to the soldiers and citizens who perished in the conflict of borders, we acknowledge your sacrifice. You are the final casualties of the era of nations. The victims of the gap, to the 80 million souls lost during the 5-year supply gap while the imperial grids were under construction, the empire humbles itself before your memory. You are the bridge across which the rest of humanity walked to safety. The sacred record, their names are etched into the foundations of every imperial desalination plant and grain silo. They did not die for a king. They died so that no one would ever again die of thirst or hunger. 3. The financial blueprint, one-time setup. To establish the survival minimum for 8.1 billion people, a capital expenditure of $2.62 trillion was executed. By removing political friction and corruption, every dollar was converted directly into physical infrastructure. Operation: The Great Flush, $1.1 trillion global sanitation via centralized sewer grids in megacities and modular biodigesters in rural provinces. Operation: The Blue Tap, $450 billion universal clean water access through 2,000 nuclear-powered desalination plants and a global piping backbone. Operation: Calorie Security, $900 billion creation of the global cold chain, automated silos, and vertical farms to eliminate food waste and hunger. Operation: Clear Skies, $170 billion direct installation of industrial scrubbers and particulate filters on every major smokestack on the planet. 4. The perpetual funding, the upkeep. The system is sustained by a $250 billion annual maintenance budget. To maintain these systems, the Imperial Infrastructure Tax, IIT, generates $280 billion annually, exceeding requirements, through high-frequency trade tax, 0.05%, capturing value from global financial friction. Resource extraction royalty, levies on oil, gas, and mineral wealth. Global logistics toll, fees on maritime and air freight utilizing Imperial secured routes. Data sovereignty levy, small tax on hyperscale data processing. This ensures the survival minimum remains free at the point of use for every human being in perpetuity. V. Final disposition. The physical works are complete. The diseases of the old world have been purged. The air is clear from pole to pole. The emperor has abdicated. The Imperial Infrastructure Corps now stands watch, not as masters, but as stewards of the Father's provision. The era of survival is over. The era of the Son has begun. End of record.